While we've been doing our lessons, we've been adding audio and video clips to our projects and inserting them into the artboard from the Files Inspector. However, the Asset panel also has some tools built into it to make working with media a little bit easier. Let's take a look at how that works now. I'm going to go ahead and create a new project. I'm going to call this Media in the Asset Library. Now I want to add a couple media files to my project, so let me go ahead and add some existing items. Now in your project folder, I've left a WAV file and a video file. Let's go ahead and add those. I also want to add some images, so let me get those from my document folder. So now my project has got some images, it's got a sound file, it's got a video file. Let's take a look at how those work in the Asset Library. I'm going to expand the Asset Library, and I'm going to go ahead and click on the Media tab. You'll see immediately all of my images, as well as my video clip and my audio clip, show up here. If I click one of them, I can now click and drag on the artboard to drop that file down. So in effect, instead of drawing a rectangle or any other shape, I'm actually drawing with my image. Now when you're drawing with an image or a video file, you'll see that the aspect ratio by default is maintained. If I want to override that, I can hold down the Shift key and set whatever aspect I want. Now, once I've selected an image from the Asset Library, it becomes the currently selected tool. So if I double click that, it will create an instance of the image for me at its default size. So in this case, it's created my sunset at the original size of the file. I'm going to press delete because that doesn't give me much more room to work. Adding a video file works very much the same way. Let me select my video and drag it out. Video files don't keep their aspect ratio by default, and when I press Shift, it will create a square for me. I may need to modify the final media file to get the aspect ratio back the way I want. Now, I've created my video, and when I press F5, that video clip is going to start playing immediately. Adding an audio file is just slightly different in that audio files don't actually have a visual representation on the artboard. So if I select the video file and drag one out, I'm going to end up with the same media clip that shows the little camera and the white box, but when I press F5 this time, you'll hear the audio clip, but you won't see anything on the artboard. Now the media panel doesn't just work with video clips, audio clips, and images, it can also work with our brushes. I'm going to go ahead, get rid of that audio file, and delete a couple of my pictures, and I'm going to take my video clip and convert it into a visual brush. Now you can see up at the top, Blend is warning me that some of the modifications that I've made have invalidated some of my animations. For instance, I had a media timeline on my audio file when it was created, then when I deleted the audio file, that animation no longer made sense. That's just a warning that Blend will tell you anytime you take an action that's going to cause some of your animations to no longer be valid. If you ever get that message and you don't expect it, you can always hit Ctrl-Z to undo your last action and figure out what it was that invalidated your animation. Now I've got my video clip selected here. I'm going to convert it into a visual brush. Now when I go into the Asset Library, in addition to everything else, I have the Media Clip visual brush. If I switch from the gallery to the details, I see the list of all my elements, and it's very obvious that the Media Clip is a visual brush as opposed to a JPEG image or a media element. Let me select the Media Clip, and now I can drag more instances of it out. Now I can press F5, and those video clips are live immediately. Drawing brushes, visual brushes, image brushes, as well as images, audio clips, and video clips will all show up in your media library, and that's just another place that you can use to get them onto your artboard and positioned where you want them. So that's it for the asset panel. I'm done with this project, so I'm going to close it. And let's carry on.